to Travelogue. I'm your host, Anyang. Get ready for a very long trip of a special sort. History travel along Chinese ancient dynasties. When all of us are galloping to the future in full speed with such optimism, it's always helpful and healthy to slow down, hold tight, look into the reflection mirror from time to time. And for all of you who are curious about today's China, it's almost obligatory to follow our trip to understand how come this ancient civilization is still thriving today. Chinese believe that traveling is more helpful for learning than reading books. Besides, it's much more fun. So get ready, buckle up, enjoy first stop, Anyang.
It's commonly believed that ancient Chinese civilization started from the Shang Dynasty 5,000 years ago. However, in archaeological terms, Xia stays as a myth and a theory, since there are no archaeological evidence to prove its existence yet. So was the story of the Shang Dynasty. Until less than 100 years ago, the discovery of Yinxu, the remains of the last capital of Shang, completed the missing link in the old puzzle. The Shang Dynasty kept moving its capital around northern China until 1300 BC, when the 20th king, Pan Geng, fixed his eyes upon a piece of land beside this river, then called the Huanghe. It was around this river that the last capital of Shang Dynasty flourished for nearly 300 years. On the south bank of the Huaihe River, a well-structured city ring was unearthed, and on the north side, 13 gigantic underground mausoleums were also eventually discovered. Together with huge mausoleums of the kings, more than 2,500 small tombs and sacrificial pits were also unearthed here.
The grain plantation is a modern resolution to mark the subterranean shape of those tombs where 13 royal members rested here. We have to ironically thank the tomb robber who actually discovered those alleys first, earlier than the archaeologists. But of course, because of the same reason, that's pretty much all is left to marvel here.
Although most of the tombs have been looted already, the site still provides rich evidence of Shang material culture and ritual practices. When a king died, hundreds of valuables, slaves, and prisoners were also sacrificed and buried with him.
Looks like magnified picture of my skin. I got goosebumps here, working in an open underworld. Have to admire the courage of both archaeologists and even tomb robbers. Look at this, it's more than 7 to 10 meters deep. Shang tombs seems like a pyramid standing upside down.
Sacrifice to gods and ancestors was a major part of Shang's social and domestic life. This sacrificial vessel is known as Simu Wu Ding, world's biggest bronzeware. According to archaeologists, and as the name in Chinese suggests, the king of the Shang Dynasty had it made to commemorate his mother. Apart from its size, casting technique and decorative artistry of this Simu Wu Ding also represented the Shang Dynasty's highest achievements in bronzeware. Dings were used in a Chinese primitive society as cooking utensils, later evolved to be sacrificial vessels symbolizing the owner's power and wealth. Shang people used elaborate and dramatic rituals communicating with the above, and music was one of the most important elements in a ritual ceremony. 5 now bells standing on wood stands create a character music. Yue. Music is equals as pleasure, enjoyment, and also music in Chinese character. Same character. It's used to play a very important role in Shang Dynasty because it's a very important component in the ritual ceremony. Eventually, of course, involved like today, like pleasure and enjoyment. But why there are only 5 drums standing on the stands? Because they're in only 5 tones in Chinese music. Do, re, mi, sol, la. If you cannot do do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do properly like Western music, you probably want to try your better luck in Chinese music. History is always written by winners and for winners. That's why somehow if you read about it, it's always about events and aristocrats' lifestyle. That's why I enjoy coming to a museum, see the artifacts, documenting commoners' lifestyle, how they ate, drank, cook. Like this, 3,000 years ago, they already used a steamer. Wine glasses, good life, with or without money. The Shang capital had a complex walled city structure, even had underground pipe water supply in certain areas. To have an educational and entertaining lesson about this highly civilized ancient capital, a visit to Yinxu Museum is a must. With the excavation of 25 rammed earth palace foundations, this site, Shang Palace, came to light in 1999, known as Yinxu, the ruin of Yinshang. Archaeological excavations prove that the orderly arranged Yinxu is a miniature of a highly developed slave society. On the south bank of Huanghe River lie large-scale palaces and temples, surrounded by workshops, as well as a residential area and burial ground for citizens. Unearthed relics also include a large number of oracle bone inscriptions, delicate bronzeware, jade and ivory articles, production tools and articles for daily use. Among all valuable collections of the museum, the most important ones are this: oracle bones, the evidence of China's earliest writing system. Tortoise, because its endurance and longevity, have always considered to be half real and half spiritual creature that can bring supernatural power in China. That's why tortoise shell has been used as material for oracle bone inscriptions. Of course, it's also not the only material. These carvings recorded the questions Shang kings posed to the gods and their ancestors. From them, we learned their understanding of the high god Di to nature gods and ancestors, as well as the issues that concern them, such as harvests, childbirth, and military campaigns. It seems like Shang King can sound everything he does with oracle bones, like this one. He asked 12 times about, shall I go hunting today. Apparently, he wasn't happy with each divination result and did 12 times. But the final result, we still don't know. This is a missing part telling the result. Mystery from the history. The discovery of oracle bone itself was also a myth. Dragon bone, turtle plastrons, the ventral shells were commonly grounded up and used in traditional Chinese medicine. There's one theory that Mr. Wang Yirong, an expert in ancient Chinese texts, once bought some of those dragon bone when he was sick. When the shells were about to be grounded up, he noticed that they were inscribed with strange characters that resembled written Chinese. Historians have argued about whether the tale is true and where those oracle bones came from, but there's no doubt that Mr. Wang Yirong was the first major collector of oracle bones and first contributor to oracle bone studies.
Even experts can only decipher about 1/3 of oracle bone characters. Talk about me, but thanks for this two-sided dictionary. This side, original, the oracle bone inscription, and this side, the modern Chinese characters. So let me do the division for you, okay, what it says over here. Look, person under the field means spirit and ghost. So this person has been dreaming about ghost. How do we know they've been dreaming? There's a person lying on a bed, dream about ghost. And then he gets sweaty all over, so it means he gets sick. So he went to the shaman to ask, is this auspicious or bad luck? And the shaman was good enough to say, oh, be happy, dance around. They will be, no problem at all. I actually probably been visiting too many tombs and have just some nightmares recently. Need to find a modern shaman at least tell me if it's a good sign or bad.
When Shang people turned to God and ancestors for guidance, they entrusted a shaman as intermediary and used oracle bones for prophecy mainly. The diviner chiseled a small shadow indentation into the piece of shell or bone.